afternoon. My name is Scott Rudler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead.
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看今天的直击美股，我是主持人张叔，在纽约向您问好。周二美股收高，纳指更是创下了一个历史新高。但其实今天在宏观基本面上，我们是看到美国再有一个低于预期的经济数据发布，这就是 ISM 非制造业的采购经理人指数，在8月份是仅有51.4，而此前的预期是55，而7月份这一数字也是在55之上。但是由于这一数字在50之上，就显示着非制造业的一个温和扩张，因此相信这并没有很大程度上动摇投资人对当前市场的信心。但随着财报季的一个离去呢，我们看到在接下来的一个月中将会有怎样的事件来影响着我们的市场的，不妨现在我就带您一块儿来回顾一下。首先是9月8号将进行的欧洲央行会议，以及9月21号日本央行的一个会议。而在此前，由于日本央行行长黑田东彦再次强调，他现在正在重新的评估日本央行的一个货币政策，因此在这样子一个会议上会否会有新的政策出台，也是成为了市场的关注点。另外一个方面呢，就是9月21号美联储的公开市场委员会将要发布9月份的会议的一个利率决议，到底是维持当前的利率不变还是加息呢，也是值得期待。不过到目前为止，市场的评估利率加息的一个可能性的指数显示9月份的加息可能性只有18%。另外呢，就是9月26号将要进行的美国总统大选的第一次公开辩论，相信关于经济政策的一些辩论话题也会影响着大家对市场的关注。好的，更多的消息不妨和我一块儿来看一下今天交易员的独家访谈。Hi Scott, US stocks traded higher today, led by energy sector. And actually, I'm quite surprised because the market ignored the weaker than expected economic data and posted higher. So right now, I think the S&P already closed above the 2184. So what's the next level to watch?
All-time highs. We're about 10 handles away from all-time highs, and all everyone wants to talk about is all the risks of being in the stock market, the same risks that they talked about in August, in May, in 2015, in 2014, in 2011. There's always risk in whatever you're doing, but if you do it with a plan, it's always calculated. And right now, if you look at the chart of the S&P cash, you will see this summer range is still intact. I'm not saying we're going to have a blockbuster move above it, but we came in this week knowing a micro support. Micro support was Friday's low. That was 2173 we held, and we closed strong. Okay, next level to be watching is this 2194. All in all, this range has been choppy, not the greatest, but it has an upside bias. The way to make money, though, has been finding the individual setups.
Well, this market showed remarkable resilience, and I know it's the best day of your year. So would you mind talking about your go-to list right now, and especially in tech sector, because that makes a lot of money for you, right?
Well, today was a good day. And I have a go-to list, and we talk about it all the time, and we usually rotate through the different setups. And we came in today trying to figure out, can they continue and can they break out? And a lot of stocks that we've been profiling here on this show and in Regular All Access haven't had major moves. Let's start off with BABA first. Okay, BABA, you know what, Annabelle, you were all over this. It was when you came on my show, it was on my do not touch list. Okay, and then all of a sudden started acting better. Went from the do not touch list to the best acting stock when it broke above 81 right there, and then cleared 85 right here. And then we took options into earnings, and look at that move. And then what happened? A perfect bull flag breakout. Okay, now at some point I think it makes all-time highs. But if you go closer, at least it was calculated. How is it calculated? You could not easily, it's never easy, but you could see by the technical setups. Breakout 1, breakout 2, and then it flagged breakout number 3. That was your BABA. I don't care what people say about it, counterfeit this, that, boom, bam. Great move. Okay, next, how many times have we talked about Facebook? Facebook, finally, a clean move above recent resistance and cleared your post-earnings high. Bam. Another good trade for a lot of traders out there. But then really, my day was, one of my better ones was because of Google. I tweeted on Friday saying, hey, Google is waking up. What does that mean? Breaking above the 8-21 day. Also on top of a gap that never got filled showing power. Maybe it's the next candidate to make new all-time highs, and that happened. I still think lots of room for Google, to move higher. It all depends on your strategy. I am still long some, and I'm going to stay long some. Look at the size of this channel. Okay, that's the low end. Here is your post-earnings move. So if you go by a measured move, this thing could be $900 by 2017.
As you just mentioned, we're looking for setups instead of tops, and right now we see a lot of good setups. And you alone, actually you're in like good gold miners before. So what's your strategy of this kind of stock?
Well, just goes to show you any sector. On Wednesday, I tweeted, I'm saying, you know what, just in case the jobs report's not great, everyone hates the miners now, I'm going to go long the 26s for 29 cents, just for a play, okay? Just because, and options was risk is premium paid, okay? Those options went from 26, 27 cents to $1.30, okay? And if you waited for a calculated play, okay, you had it on Thursday, okay, which was right here. Why was it calculated? Because you got yourself a red dog reversal. Write this down. What did it do? It went below a prior low of 25.33, came above it, closed above the prior high, giving you an engulfing bar, which is a buy signal. Now, boom, 3 days later. At this point, I think that oversold trade is over. It might come up and retest this broken trend line, but for this, 3-day move, calculated. That's what we try and do. We try and find calculated moves within sectors that could, create some alpha for you and continue to make a living for you.
好的，就像 Scott 所说的，您现在要寻找的是良好的股票的一个设置，而并非是仅仅是追涨。好的，更多的消息让我们来看一下明天的节目，明天再见。